All right, easy Karma Control. This is a combo control deck. And the combo finish at the top end of the deck involves leveling up both of your champions. So we've got Ezreal here, whose levels when you've targeted enemies 8+ times. And then Ezreal's leveled form here says, whenever you cast a spell, deal 2 damage directly to the enemy nexus. In addition to being an elusive threat who can push damage and making you a mystic shot when you hit your opponent's nexus. And then our second champion here is Karma, who levels up when you hit your 10 maximum mana. And Karma's base mode creates a random spell from your region at the end of each turn. And then her level mode says whenever you play a spell, cast it again on the same target. So if you get both leveled Karma and leveled Ezreal into play at the same time, every spell you cast casts twice and deals 4 extra damage to your opponent. So this allows our control tools from the early turns like Mystic Shot and Get Excited to have an incredible amount of reach. So the rest of the deck is tools like beams and Mystic Shots to get excited to try and keep ourselves alive. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games here with this and see how it goes. It's been very good the last few times we played it. See if we can ladder up here a little bit. I think meditation could be good. I think I responded to you, Camo, if you didn't see it. I think it's a little bit... I think you don't double spell early enough in the Fizz Teemo deck consistently to make meditation worthwhile. Opponent is playing Braum Anivia, so I think I'm going to keep these 3 and mulligan the Static Shock. Never played Legends of Runeterra. How many decks have you played that you felt were both powerful and fun? Dozens. Like, literally, the wrap-up of most of the decks that we play is like, this felt reasonable and was interesting. The diversity of decks that are competitive in this game puts Magic for the last year to shame, and their card pool is more shallow than Magic. The Legends of Runeterra team has a stated goal of every card in their game being playable, and they do a good job, in my opinion, of achieving that goal. They both buff and nerf cards to try and make that a reality. The games of Runeterra have a ton of play to them, and you very rarely feel like you're in garbage time or just waiting for things to happen. And part of the reason why this is because of the way the turn structure works. So in Runeterra, both players are playing every single turn, and you gain mana back and draw a card every turn, which means unlike games of Magic that frequently come down to top deck wars because of flooding out and just not drawing that many cards, in Runeterra, you frequently have cards to play and choices to make with those cards. You can see here, I went to attack my opponent and they killed all my stuff. So I was going to wait to play Ezreal until I could have Deny or Will up to protect it. But because I drew a second Ezreal here, I'm just going to go ahead and use my mana and play this out aggressively here. Ezreal is an elusive card, which means he can only be blocked by other elusive units.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
Yeah, that too. There were people complaining that they felt the current format for Runeterra wasn't very good, which just made me chuckle. I'm gonna go ahead and deny this again, so you can see here fast and slow spells in the middle build a stack up so you can respond. Deny there, basically a counter spell to shut down my opponent's thing. This Mystic Shot that Ezreal makes is fleeting. You can see here it says, which means if I don't play this, it's gonna go away. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Mystic Shot to kill their spider before I lose it. Correct. These as easy karma control tends to be favored against all the other control decks in the game. Not unlosable, but definitely ahead. So our deep meditation here costs 2 less because we cast 2 spells last turn. So probably play that this turn. How can Braum help? So 1/5. I'm gonna pass for now. So as a hook mechanic, we might see them hook Ezreal and then try and pump this. Not trying to pump it. I think we just will of Iona here. Yeah, this creates a 3/3 the first time it survives damage. I think we just want to bounce it back to their hand. This is cute. So they're dealing a damage to their own thing to make a 4-0. I like this line for the opponent. They know they're recognizing that they need to be as aggressive as possible to win here. No, I don't think you need to give each color or faction strictly the same types of mechanics. In fact, one of the ways that you differentiate the factions between each other is giving them different types of things that they're good and bad at and capable of doing. The fact that you can mix and max factions in this game goes a long way towards making slightly more narrow things or things restricted to certain colors easier to deal with or more okay. I'm gonna get excited, ditching the Mystic Shot to deal damage here. Or would I rather discard the Health Potion? I'd rather discard the Health Potion. Probably don't need that in this matchup. Yeah, the resource system in this game is like super elegant and innovative and really goes a long way towards making there not be non-games, which is great. It might be right. So the way the priority system in this game works is if they pass and then I pass, the turn ends. It might have just been right for me to pass the turn there when they passed, because then it would just go to their turn. I'd lose the fleeting Mystic Shot, but they wouldn't get to use their mana for the turn. And that's where all those permutation decisions come in this game. It's like, well, sometimes when you have plays to make, it's optimal to just pass because of the way the sequencing works. I just play the decks that people send in, Suskine. Good luck, have fun. I not only have another Ezreal, but I also have extra Karmas here now, so I might just drop Karma out here.
Nothing escapes my watch.
They kill either of these. I have replacements for it. And you can see here, when I put the champion into play, the other champions in my hand turn into their champion spell. Opponent had a sweeper there, so a little bit punished. Maybe I should wait until they spend more mana before playing Karma there and just pass.
Don't blink or you'll miss me. I don't miss.
Yep. Might have been too aggressive to play the other Ezreal out here. I only have one more left in my deck now.
Peace to Iona, whatever the cost.
This is gonna make a spell, and then she's gonna level up here, so getting a double rummage next turn will let us dig pretty deep though, which is
My
nice.
spirit is an unquenchable fire.
That's not a bad pickup either. Nailed it.
We each died, then found hope.
I think rules like only play your cards when they leveled up are lazy and bad inherently. I think they're probably good for bad players, but if you're looking to get better at the game, you should never commit to always do these things, never do these things. At all. They'll trap you into play patterns that end up losing you games that you could otherwise be winning.
Let's show our friends they know. You met my shield?
Alright, so Karma's gonna die here, but I think I want to double the Karma spell here, which puts 2 Karmas back into my deck. And then I could go ahead and rummage here in response, which will let me draw 4 cards. Only have 9 cards total in hand, right? Oh, I could have doubled the Mystic Shot to kill Braum. Good call. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. In my head, Karma was dead. Yeah, here's great. Double that would have gotten this to 7 as well, which would have been really good. That's a pretty big mistake. I mean, I gave them feedback that the way they did the multiplier isn't great. But, like, outside of that, I'm not sure what you wanted me to tell them. I'm gonna bin a beam here. Steals 2 to everything, so this will mean their Braum will die. Yeah. Yeah, everything about this application from a software perspective is basically strictly superior to Magic Arena. How do I find Legends of Runeterra versus MTGA? Well, I mean, there's that was an unintended prompt.
Time for a true display of skill.
So I've got both a deny, a will here to protect this. Yeah, the deck editor definitely leaves a bit to be desired. Agree with that assessment. Yeah, the fact that I missed those 2 free targets on their Braum is making Ezreal tough here. Okay. Do I do this now? I have 2 denies.
Don't blink or you'll miss me.
Just start killing them by generating Mystic Shots here.
One
Attacking.
shot, all skill.
I mean, the arena application is generally good, it's just bad format. It's not really. The arena application is better than Magic Online to set an incredibly low bar, but the arena application has a number of shortcomings. Should I take standard decks right now? Yeah, theoretically. I guess if they have 2 ways to deal damage to Ezreal here, he dies, so I don't have double deny up. Which is unfortunate. At least now their chance of having 2 things to deal damage to him with him are low. And the round here.
I don't miss.
This actually isn't a bad draw. I'm gonna deny this because I want to keep my other threats in play here. They've only played 1 Ruination so far, and they've played 2 Withering Wails. So there is a chance that they have another sweeper here still. This is our last deny. It's got to be a little bit conservative with that one. Got 11 cards total left in our deck. That's a Braum. Braum could actually be good for us, right? This is going to give us a chance to level Ezreal.
My shield is my stuff. This is fun, yes?
This might be a little aggressive. I might be right to just wait and pass back to my turn until I have full mana. Yeah, this is my last Ezreal.
I'm so good, I surprised myself.
The other thing here is I'm through most of my burst cards the way this game played out, which is not great for me. Yeah, the Karma draw here is very good with Ezreal leveled, for sure.
Where there is life, there is hope.
What will you have? A mug of your warmest milk, my friend.
Oh, I should have attacked for 2.
Eternal winter.
One shot, all skill. Can't stop me.
I just go to next turn, right? So they'll open attacks, but then
Our friends the door.
I guess them opening attacks is bad for us here, right? Because I don't have any burst spells.
Show me your best.
They can kill Ezreal in response here now. Yeah, I actually messed up. So again, for people that don't understand how the priority system in this game works, is
You're between me and glory.
I am forced to put all of my stuff on the stack here. Oh, Karma's gonna kill them anyways. Okay, yeah, that's right, right? Karma's gonna kill them anyways. Karma's a bee. They're going to negative 23 as is.
I know you're thinking and stuff, but could you maybe speed things
Oh,
up?
wait. No, this is fine, right? No, I can fill the stack so that way they can't respond, right? Yes, that's a full stack, right? Oh, can they get one more in there? So anyways, I started blasted. Oh, I forgot to put on my Runeterra border because I was tilted for magic. Fix that. A beautiful gold streamer border. It plays out the animations inside of combat there, but we won because we killed them first. So it shows our health total going down, but them hitting us down doesn't actually matter. One of the subs enchanted the frame. I recommend making the Teemo Fizz deck from the other day. It was a lot of fun. I don't know how competitive it is, but like, there's other Teemo Fizz decks that are definitely competitive, so. Maokai Nautilus means deep. This is a matchup that's hard. I think I mulligan for early Ezreal. Usually this is a matchup where you want to play Ezreal out early and start beating them down. So the deep, for those new to Runeterra are not familiar, is a mechanic that makes their units bigger when they have 15 or fewer cards in their deck. So their opponent's deck is a go big deck that's kind of like a self-mill deck. You can see here on the first couple turns of the game, we're just going to be banking mana. So unused mana turn to turn, you can bank up to 3 in Runeterra that you can utilize to play spells with. Gives you a good way to not fall behind and lose tempo when you don't have plays on certain turns. Adds a lot of strategic depth to the game because frequently it will be correct to just use your mana or bank mana till later turns, whereas in games like Hearthstone and Magic, it's generally correct to just spend all of your mana every turn. Recommend decks to learn the ins and outs of the game. I think Kinko Elusives is definitely kind of the go-to. This is the good starting deck to learn, I think. Do you want to get your... figure things out a little bit? I think I'm going to go ahead and just use... Now, I can only bank up to 3 mana. So I'm going to go ahead and Static Shock here just to get a little bit deeper into my deck, trying to find a threat. Yeah, second what people are saying in chat, though, playing your way through the challenges can earn you some experience. Then they also do a really good job of teaching you how the mechanics of the game works while you play those challenges.
This garden. My feet on death.
Yeah, I think that's the play, Pelly. I think it's probably just get excited this turn. I usually don't need a health potion in this matchup, so we can go ahead and discard that. Go ahead to finish this off with the Static Shock next turn. It's a little annoying. They saved their Maokai, kind of. I'm going to go ahead and get excited here, I think. What am I discarding, though? My hand's all pretty good. I think it's probably just Concussive Palm. I guess I could wait. The problem with not playing this now is after this resolves, my opponent will get priority, which means if they play a unit, they'll get to trigger Maokai and use his toss, which I really don't want. So I think I could wait to see what I draw with Static Shock, but I think I'd rather get excited here and ditch the Concussive Palm so my opponent doesn't get a chance to play a card with Maokai out. Yeah, that's true too. If I wait, they can also have another heal. Whereas here, so the way Runeterra works is, unlike in Magic where you can respond to each thing as they resolve on the stack, while you can respond to things as they're put on the stack in this game, once the stack starts resolving, it all happens. Okay, so we're gonna Deep Meditation to start and see what we get. And then I think we're just Thermo Beaming, huh? Do I want to kill their Elusive that draws cards or their Maokai? Probably the Maokai. Maokai leveling up is very bad for us in this matchup. This draws them cards, but this gets them going longer later. Ezreal's at 6 out of 8 here, which is nice. Opponent is 9 cards off of the deep still. This lines up well. We'll get to Thermo Beam this here. That'll put Ezreal up to 7 out of 8. Does a strong start mean more in this game than Magic or Hearthstone? Like, is it really hard to come back in a game? No, I don't think so at all. In fact, I think one of the things I really like about Runeterra on average is that you're in the game until the game is literally over. Like, if you go back and watch a lot of what we've played, that we're like talking about outs we have and sequences we can take to potentially win a game up until the very, very last turn. Yeah, we're gonna hold Ezreal. They only have 4 mana. Do I just like stick Karma here so I get her thing? I think I stick Karma and Will this next turn when they go to attacks with it. Now, I don't think I want to play Ezreal out. I don't think there's a reason to. I'm gonna wait. Like, Karma is 2 turns away from leveling up. Yeah, I don't think there's a 4 mana punish for this. Just gonna, like, let this happen, and then we'll go to my turn. I'll get a spell. They could have another Nautilus. That's true. They're gonna go deep next turn, so I think we're gonna open on... I think we're gonna open on Will here, because when they draw, this is gonna go deep.
The water rises.
So this reduces the cost of their other sea monsters. So I want to open on bouncing this, so that way they can't deploy some monsters for cheap. Would I rather deny or will here? Deny is probably the less flexible of the two, right? And then I just get to pass here. And then, like, they'll do a thing. I'll play Ezreal. We could potentially kill them with burst spells. This is a good karma generation for sure. Just a cheap burst spell.
Check me out. Thought you'd never ask.
So again, the way timing in this game works, they cannot respond to a burst spell. Oh wow, she made a sonic wave at 1.2. That's really funny. Okay, so they're just dead, right? So we draw 4 cards here. They take 4 damage. Actually just the full 19 with burst. Still had 4 more.
I knew we had it all along.
Yeah, this deck's always real good when we play it. This is easy karma is kind of the, for people that are new to this game, this is kind of like the biggest deck in the format. If this deck gets to 10 mana and it has its champions, it generally wins the game. This is a deck that you need to beat by going under it. It's not a deck that you beat by going toe-to-toe with it in the late game, because you'll lose. Do you like the balance changes they made recently? Do I have a video on my thoughts? I don't have a strict video on my thoughts about them, no, but I did like them. I think they were reasonable. Another Braum Anivia matchup. What would I classify this? Our deck's a combo control deck. I actually kind of like all of our cards here. I think leveling Ezreal up ASAP is like our #1 goal, and this lets us do that nicely. We're going to hold on to Beam for now. We'll kill this with a Static Shock down the line. Again, just banking our mana on the first 2 turns like we frequently do in a control deck in this game. Yeah, as someone who's experienced a lot of things in Magic, my tolerance for what I think is okay in card games is probably a lot higher than a lot of other people. As someone who's been, like, flooding and dying and stumbling and dying professionally for a long time, like... Alright, and I'm gonna kill... So again, just the incredibly interactive gameplay. They're trying to kill this. I'm gonna Mystic Shot it in response so they don't draw the cards. So this, if I kill their thing, they don't draw here. They did deny me an Ezreal activation. Only got 2 Ezreal triggers there, but that's fine.
The Bastion border from here.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
This card has a mechanic called Attune, so when Eye comes into play, we get a spell mana. That is a big Braum. So really want to draw a copy of Will of Iona here.
Safeguard my silly friends.
How aggro is it to double get excited this? Is that too aggro? I probably just want to thermo beam it post-combat, right? No, recalling a unit resets will. How do you import a deck list? Copy the deck code. So this kills it. They have the +2. Okay, sweet. So they're drawing a couple cards here, but we did at least take Braum off the table, so I'm going to call that a win.
The dark beckons.
I didn't mean take card. I was talking about the O2, the iron spell I was talking about. The burst spell. Not Braum spell.
Night falls.
If I said Braum spell, that wasn't my intention. Elixir of Iron, that's the one I was referring to. I think I'm just banking this mana into spell mana for now. I could play out this other Shadow Assassin and attack with it here, but I think having more mana going long is ideal. This game has both the most free-to-play friendly economy of any card game I've ever played, and it has the best pay-to-play economy. Gonna go ahead and pass here because they're gonna attack. They'll hook this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Static Shock these two Get Excited Braum. What am I ditching to the Get Excited? Probably a third Get Excited. Sure, taking 7 and all of these will die and they'll make another thing. Yeah, this is exactly the type of draw my opponent's deck needs to be competitive in this matchup. I think this matchup is good for us on average, but it being good doesn't mean it's unlosable by any means. They definitely need a draw like this where they beat us down very quickly. I think I'm just passing here and banking spell mana. We can also wait and see what they do. I might play out Shadow Assassin.
Take the chill off.
Silent as death.
One of the things to understand if you haven't heard me talk about Runeterra before and you're getting interested in it is, unlike the predatory economy that Magic Arena and other card games tend to have, in Runeterra you can just buy the cards you want to play with directly. You don't have to open random card packs or any other nonsense like that. I need to interact with and clean up their board here a little bit, but I'm not sure the best way I want to approach that. I think it's obviously Get Excited, ditching the Rummage for this to start, but then how else I want to approach it past that, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just, maybe we're just beaming one of their 4-drops at this point. Yep. Yeah, next turn I can go block a 3/3 Mystic. I could do this, and I could shoot this, and then target these here. And then I'm going to 3. We're like basically dead to a stiff breeze, but I don't have any other place to stay alive, so this is what we've got. They have a Fury of the North, we're just dead. Yep. This is good example here again. You know, when this deck loses games, it's generally because your opponent got underneath you like you did here. Our opponent played this game very well. They recognized their role as in needing to be the beatdown here, and they played their cards out aggressively to allow them to take that role. We did level Ezreal. Okay, Zed Lucian may almost assuredly an aggressive deck. Makes health potion good. I think Ezreal is actually okay here because it can block some of their cheap elusives and it makes mystic shots when it hits them. Rummage with Jury Rig seems fine here as well as a cheap threat. So, Watermelon, there's no secondary market in this game. So, you buy cards directly, but they're at a set price. It's not a price that varies based on some idiot wanting to speculate on cards. So, like, Champions are the most expensive card type in this game, and Champions cost $3 to buy outright. So, it's not like Magic Online or how Artifact was, where the better cards cost more money. Yeah, will always be $3. And you can still free to play in a very generous manner.
Feel the sizzle! No one goes hungry.
The theoretical max deck price, I believe, is somewhere around $60 with the way the rarities and prices work out. But most decks, from a practical perspective, end up costing about, I think I'm just going to bank my spell mana here. End up costing about 20 to 25 bucks.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
The order rewards.
5880 is the absolute max with 6 champions and 34 purple cards. Sure. Discard these and see what we get. Hey, that's a good one. Yeah, and there really aren't any decks that want to run 34 purple cards, is correct.
Stop bragging if you can back it up. Nailed it.
So, unfortunately, I've used all my spell mana here, so I can't cast this Fleeting Mystic Shot this turn, but we did at least kill their elusive. Get Excited's a great draw, because it will let us kill this before it kills Ezreal. Although now I could kill this. I probably don't want to do that, though, right? I'd rather chump block this and then kill this with Ezreal's Mystic Shot next turn.
Back to the base.
So they'll hook Ezreal here.
Eat up, friend.
I'll chump block here. We'll get Excited. Ditching the deny here, I think. It's kind of slow and clunky. We'll open on attacks next turn, so they don't get a chance to play an elusive thing out. I'm actually going to go ahead and Healing Potion right now, so that way Deep Meditation will be cheaper next turn. So again, if I start by attacking, my opponent does not get a chance to deploy blockers before I attack, so they can't deploy an elusive thing here. That's super unfortunate. Okay, so I need to hope Deep Meditation finds me a Mystic Shot. Yeah, it does. In fact, if I forgot to mention that, if you were watching when we were playing Magic today, you need to refresh your stream for the overlay to load. That's a Twitch bug. Twitch doesn't properly change from one overlay to the other. Yep.
Making the dead deader.
They're gonna open on attacks here and dumpster us probably. Please play a unit.
The sizzle! Yeah. No one goes hungry.
At least I get to kill those, I suppose. stupid interactive card game and your responses letting my opponent have counterplayed him a stiff. I'm almost glad a little bit that we've got run down the last 2 matches, because like the first 2 matches we played with this deck were definitely on the higher end of our draws and made the deck seem kind of unbeatable. So it's nice to see the range of counterplay and we don't just steamroll everything. Still like this deck and think it's very good, but they're definitely not all as steamrolly as the first one. Opponent's playing Swain, Vladimir, Braum. Probably something mid-rangey. I think I'm actually supposed to mulligan these in my opener in this matchup, right? Maybe I'm just supposed to play Ezreal early if I have him in the opener. I could see that too. Yeah, let's try that actually. I'm gonna mulligan Karma and this and keep deny Ezreal. It is a little bit awkward keeping Ezreal here that we're attacking on evens.
I'll try anyone once.
A little global thermal nuclear war here. They have Elixir of Iron, that's super brutal. This thing deals 2 to us whenever it survives damage, so not only do they save their thing, but they dealt 2 to us. Fundamentally disagree that this deck is just a worse version of the Weimer deck. This deck goes way over the top of that archetype, and this deck is much better in the other control go big matchups than that deck is. So, as is often the case where TCG players want to make strictly better, strictly worse comparisons, the reality is it's just kind of different. And that's okay. That's why games are good and they're fun and there's variety in them, is because things, generally speaking, aren't strictly better, strictly worse. They're often just different.
Make the Empire proud.
Stop bragging if you can back it up.
Hey, Watermelon. Thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. And then something I want to start getting a feel for when people sub while I'm on Runeterra. Is that a sub for Runeterra, or are you a Magic person who's just subbing while I'm online? I appreciate the support either way. See if we can kill this. If they have a transfusion here, we get in a little bit of trouble. At least we get to kill this, but we're going to take another 2 to do it.
Firing.
With quiet steps, the dragon approaches.
Getting to drop this into play is nice. Yeah, there's also people that are here for both. That's an option too, for sure.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
I'm here for Hex. Get on it. As you will.
Blast 'em.
You're between me and glory.
Spring does not pity winter.
I'm just gonna tempo this here. This block might also be wrong, because it lets them kill Ezreal.
No way.
Huh?
We'll bring peace to
I think we just play Karma here so we can get some randoms, and then we'll play Beam to kill this. Came for Runeterra, stayed for you, Jeff. Thanks for the 5 months roller, dude. For all intents and purposes, I play Runeterra because I'm here. That's true. That's probably a fair assessment of a lot of people's situations, too.
This land is ours.
See if they have a combat trick here or not. Oh, Danon, sorry about that. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Originally found your channel for Magic, but have been here and enjoyed the Runeterra content. I started watching you back in grade school, and now I actually have job-acquired dollars and wanted to show some support. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's refreshing based on what Magic's been in recent memory. I think we're trading bouncing. Yeah, very, very strong draw from the opponent, but plenty of counterplay here, still the same. Not just dead by any means. Ezreal is getting close to leveling here. We have this, if we draw another brick next turn, we have this rummage to shift through it a little bit. That's almost certainly what the Sonic Wave's going to turn into. Came in for the Magic tank, stayed for the Runeterra camp. Sounds good, Manju. Thanks for the 5 months. What buff was the opponent playing on the O3? They had another Transfusion, which deals 1 to one of their units to give something else +2/+2. Oh, they're waiting on me.
Fight or die.
Destruction feeds my fire.
Any thoughts on tournament structure of Runeterra versus Magic Conquest versus 2 out of 3 with sideboards? Not really. That's a good draw. Ezreal only needs 1 more target here. I think I'm going to target this just in case they kill this in response. Just so I guaranteed level up Ezreal here. I know I'm not dealing damage to this, but I just wanted the guaranteed Ezreal trigger. It's a good pickup here too.
The order rewards its faithful.
Michael Cohen was taken back to prison because he went out to a restaurant when he was supposed to be under house arrest because of COVID. Well, I mean, Donald Trump said it's safe to open the schools in the fall. So if it's safe to open the schools, it's definitely safe for Michael Cohen to go back to prison where he belongs.
Leave nothing standing.
They'll never feel the cold.
That's a great draw.
It's too late for you.
Now, unfortunately, this does not leave me enough mana to hold up Deny. But we trade off the board here. Who's Cohen? Cohen is one of Trump's lackeys that went to jail and that was tried and convicted.
Skill and grace to tear your breath away. In the War Mother's name.
You are the weakest link. Denied. That's a great one. So we get a 1/1 when we discard it to this.
Boosters? Who knows?
Do I rummage and then beam? I think I rummage ditching the deny here. Because this is burst, so I'll get priority again after this happens.
Fight another day.
The dragon remembers.
This has been a clutch game.
I found my family.
Imagination is not experience, and instinct is no substitute for planning.
Pretty sure I'm just supposed to kill this before they get to do anything with it. That's a beating. Good golly. Oh, RNGesus take the wheel. So when this survives damage, it gives them a random Crimson unit. And then they generated this, which deals another damage to it, which made this bigger, which also made this make another one. So, some unfortunate beats there.
By all means, get in my way.
Yeah, it was pretty close to the best possible. And that is a card I literally can't play because it requires me to have another card.
Act, but do not see.
Your lesson begins.
Spring does not pity winter.
But my friend.
I've got these.
Okay. It's actually a great pickup because it kills this. Lets me draw another card here. So I can now do...
Action, Ed.
Blood exists to be pumped, no?
So do I kill this? I'm gonna make a Dragonling next turn. So I think I'd rather kill the thing that threatens to generate card advantage.
Breathe in, breathe out.
He's getting excited! Ah!
Remember the objectives.
Ooh, that's really good.
For the glory of Noxus.
Wait, do they just not attack? Sure, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
The dragon binds us.
Yeah, they didn't want me to gain life. That makes sense. There's only 9 cards left in my deck. Like, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Ezreal! 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 Is that lethal? I think that's lethal, chat. Oh! Oh!
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
So I'm gonna pass here, so this way I don't have to discard this. So they'll open attacks. We'll go get excited you, Mystic Shot you. Oh, and actually, so what I want to do here is
Collect your thoughts.
I want to let this happen, right? I want to let this happen, and then I can just kill them, because if I put this on the stack as well, they could kill Karma in response. Or does she double it right away? She doubles it right away, right? This isn't a cast trigger. This is a play trigger. So if I do this, they just die, right? They can't kill her in response. She doubles on cast. Okay. Okay. It's different. It's not a cast trigger. Whew! That was an insane game. Yeah, committing to muscle memory, the things where, like, you can have responses and get them and not, or something I'm still getting used to. Like, I think there were more decisions in that one game than the entirety of the 4 matches of Magic we played before this set. You got to pick which lands to put into play. It's technically correct. Alright, Thresh Gangplank. So, opponent's also playing a control deck, which likely means this is good for us. I think I'm going to mulligan the Gotcha and the Get Excited. Gotcha, you definitely want to mulligan because you want this to be cheap the turn you draw it. Mystic Shot for their early plays is good, and Denies a good trick to have up our sleeve to start. Nah, I think Fury, I think you could discuss how big Fury of the North should make things, but I think Fury of the North is a good example of a card that's just not playable. Like, think of how much play Giant Growth sees in Magic and compare to Fury of the North here. The fact that a lot of the pump spells in this game are burst makes the game a lot better. So, one of the things I think that contributes to the low player agency and interactivity of the current state of Magic is in large part due to the fact... I think I'm going to discard my extra Deny here to kill this so it kills itself next turn. I think it's part of the pushed power level. Think of how many cards in recent Magic the Gathering memory are cards that you think of, if I can't kill this card right away, I lose the game. There are so many cards that have been printed in Magic's last 2 years where if they stay on the table, you lose the game and it's not close. And those increased power levels giving you fewer turns to catch back up are huge. And actually, you know, one of the things Runeterra does that's different, that gives you way more chances at counterplay and interaction than Magic, is spell mana is such a simple thing to describe, but it is so incredibly elegant in terms of what it allows. It's such a great, simple system for not punishing you for not having early plays. When I first played through the tutorial in the first couple of games, I didn't really think spell mana was that big of a deal, but honestly, playing Runeterra more and thinking about how the games play out because of it and comparing it to games like Magic and Hearthstone, I actually think spell mana is one of the biggest selling points of this game to experienced players. This was a mistake. I should have hooked their powder keg here. Forgot that was vulnerable while I was ranting. And honestly, that's saying something, because, like, there are a lot of things to love about Runeterra, so I think it really speaks volumes to how excellent spell mana is to, like, say, hey, this is the best thing about the game. Yeah, spell mana also encourages you to diversify your deck during deck building, which, while that doesn't sound like a lot, it means that decks that are all creatures and run you down tend to be less popular, or not as good. I'm taking pretty much everything at the moment, Wolfie, so feel free if you have a Runeterra deck you'd like to submit to just send it on through. The fact that I didn't kill their barrel there earlier coming back to bite me, definitely a bit of a mistake. Yeah, missing the powder keg there means this gets to live now.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
gonna get a little aggressive here and stun this, and then get in with Ezreal.
Watch and learn.
Get your box out of here. Runeterra decks are 25, just like Arena Wolfie. Mega Mogwai with the absurd host. Hope you had a great stream today, bud. I appreciate the support. Welcome to folks that are coming in. We're hanging out playing some easy Karma Control. We're gonna play this for another half hour or so, and then we're gonna try some easy Swain after this. It's quite the absurd host. Mogwai is the #1 Runeterra streamer. If you haven't checked him out, I'm sure many of you are familiar though. To go ahead and tempo this back to their hand. Gets Ezreal up to 7 out of 8 here, so we're gonna get to level this most likely, but we still don't have a lot going on in terms of the rest of our hand. Our best draws here, probably something like Deep Meditation to gas up a little bit. Mega Mogwai. And this is actually kind of rough too here. So they killed their own thing in response, which means that I won't be able to level Ezreal with the Mystic Shot. And then someone else doing something absurd. Thank you for the sub gifties, whoever out there did that. I appreciate it. It's a pretty punishing sequence. At least the stream's going better than this game. Shout out for the absurd host and the absurd pile of sub gifts. Yeah, I think we're done here. Let's try another one, shall we? Get excited. Not quite aptly named in that situation. Yeah, we've been consistently picking up Get Excited when we're empty-handed so far today. Alright, so Yasuo, Katrina. Usually they don't play the full set of Katrinas. This matchup usually comes down to whether or not they can keep Yasuo in play. With that in mind, keeping at least one Get Excited sounds good. Rummage to start doesn't sound particularly useful. We'll keep the Shadow Assassin because it replaces itself. Yeah, Katrina is usually not an on-curve card. It's a card that helps them clean up after they've locked up the game a little bit. Paying some spell mana to start here. We're attacking on evens again, which is a little awkward since we have 2/3 drops. So it'll probably be a game where we don't jam Ezreal right away. We'll see what they do, though.
The order rewards its faithful.
Shoot this to get excited. How aggressive do I want to be with Ezreal here? I think the answer is kind of aggressive.
Big place. Let's see all of it.
Culling Strike. That's a good one. I don't have any protection really rolled up for Ezreal anytime soon anyways. He's still pretty far off of leveling, so I know there's some people when they play this deck, they talk about how you're supposed to hold Ezreal to the very last possible second. However, when we're this early in the game, the odds of us drawing another Ezreal by the time it's leveled is pretty high, so I usually don't mind being aggressive with the first one.
Life and death on the blade's edge.
So this deals 2 to a thing when they stun or recall it. I think I just take a hit for 4 here. I could bounce this, but if I bounce or try and interact with this in any way, they could stun or recall this in response to kill it. There's also the fact that, like, they don't have any spell mana banked and I do, that incentivizes me to make a play. I think we're gonna go ahead and will here and see what they do. If they kill this, they kill this. They might also just, like, let it happen and then replay it. If they replay the Yasuo here, I might just Mystic Shot it, so that way my Deep Meditation is cheaper next turn. Mystic Shotting the Yasuo to start also means single burn spell later lets us finish it off. Wow, they're just giving up 2 mana. Interesting.
Night falls.
Follow the wind, but watch your back.
We start on this. I don't really want to just pass here, because if I pass and then they pass, I give up all of my mana. So lead on this and see what they want to do. I'm gonna ditch the Rummage and kill this. I think I want to hold on to the other Get Excited, because Excited plus Static Shock could let me kill another Yasuo if they have another. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and Static Shock here and here, because Static Shock will kill the barrier, and then Get Excited will kill Yasuo.
My kind of lessons. Clear my name.
Oh, chat. Alright, we gotta play. For people that are new, that are hanging out for Mogwai's host, the people asking for timeouts in chat, it's a silly place sometimes.
I go where the road takes me. I face my fate. Your turn.
Let's take our hit here. This is their second Yasuo, right? Because the first one, we bounced it and then killed it. With the second Karma draw, I'm going to go ahead and just play this one out, I think. This sets me up to have 4 mana to potentially Thermo Beam this, or I can will it this turn, which would be nice. Yeah, that's fine.
I will play my part.
So, I could just pass and get my Karma trigger. I could beam the Yasuo, but the problem with beaming the Yasuo is if they go to stun my Karma in response, the Karma will die. So this is a point where there's kind of an incentive to just end the turn, so that way I get my trigger, so they can't respond to what I'm doing. The flip side of that is, once my mana replenishes next turn, beam to kill Yasuo becomes a lot less appealing. They don't lose a bunch of mana, so like they lose 3 and I lose 1, so we come out a little bit ahead on the mana exchange there. But the fact that I don't have a good, clean way to take this off the table could potentially be an issue. I don't know, I think getting a random card from here has some value. Yeah, passing here also means I can health potion Karma in a pinch, which is nice.
Let the bloodshed begin. Let's discard this one to kill her.
Rest. Collect your thoughts.
Quiet steps. The dragon approaches.
And even if they kill Karma here, it's like not that big of a deal, because like I have a backup Karma in my hand.
One blade, one purpose.
Spring does not every winter.
I think I'm going to trade here and just take this hit again, because again, if I will this, they could try and stun her in response, which would kill her. And while it's not a huge deal if she dies, I'd prefer if she'd live. My opponent is playing Noxious, which means they have a little bit of reach in their deck, but probably not a ton. So they're willing to bounce her. I'll will to bounce this in response. Because again, if this resolves, he'll strike this and kill her. Which is not ideal. Yep.
If the journey doesn't get you the road right.
Ionia.
They cannot hide.
What's kind of funny when you have Karma out, is Karma's champion spell, like all champion spells, puts a Karma into your deck, but Karma in play doubles your spell. So Karma's Karma spell actually puts 2 Karmas into your deck. Net some Karmas.
Many past lives in a single soul.
Wow, those are absurd. Holy crap. Just like 3 playable spells and something that's just kind of okay. Hashtag sometimes lucky. Yeah, like from 1 card to 8 very quickly. Is it crazy to just thermo beam this here? Will this double to 2 or will it do 0? Does beam kill Yasuo here? And look at that, I can put it on the stack and then mouse over the eye to let me know that it will kill it. These static shocks are going to draw 2 each, which is absurd.
The order wards its faithful.
Yeah, I think this game was close for a little bit, and then Karma's spell giving us a bunch of playables, put it out of reach for them. There is a 10-card hand size limit, and it's a hard limit similar to Hearthstone, where if you go to draw an 11th card, you just don't. Are we in danger of decking ourselves? No, we'll draw an Ezreal and kill them before that happens. Also, I like almost have enough burn in my hand to kill them, and Karma's champion spell puts a bunch of Karmas into my deck.
We each hold a world within.
The blade above all.
Oh, you know what? I should have put a blocker here. I should have put the 1/3 in front of here in case they had a trick.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Probably doesn't matter.
Ours is the will of Ionia.
Just try and kill them here. Hey, what's up, dude? Love you too. Go skirt.
Reconsider.
Hey, Crazy Duck. Thanks for the subgifties. I appreciate that. Hope you're staying safe out there in the world. Let's do 1 or 2 more with easy karma, and then we'll switch gears to some Swain, some easy Swain. That's an absurd amount of generosity. I really appreciate it. Is that an Aeron? It is not. The high back Aeron chairs run like 4 figures. This was a cheap high back office chair, so it was only $600. At the time when I bought this chair, the high back Aerons were out of my price range. Thanks, Shinskin. Okay, so opponent is playing Darius aggro, Beam, Ezreal, Jury Rig, all probably fine here. We're gonna mulligan the karma. This will be another matchup where we play Ezreal out early so we can try and generate some Mystic shots to keep their board in check.
I have my orders.
Easiest beam of my life. The regular Aerons are currently 1,300. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like webcams and stuff, the Aerons probably got more expensive with the pandemic, right? With everybody needing home office stuff. So they're gonna open on attacks here. Nope, definitely gonna do that. All right, so I think we concussive palm this, which makes us a 3-2. So my 3-2 can trade with their fearsome.
You cannot win.
Do I just jury rig here too? If I bank the spell mana, I can Ezreal plus Mystic Shot next turn. Actually, is that better? Do I block here so this lives to trade with this later? And then next turn, I can Ezreal Mystic Shot this? Yeah, I think I like that better. Let's keep my 3-2 around. So we'll bank the spell mana, go up to 4 mana for the turn. We'll play Ezreal. This is actually a great draw because it means if they kill this, I have another Mystic Shot anyways. That's an interesting thought, Swift. Yeah, maybe that's better. This works out really well for us. This is very aggressive. So this is a card where if their ally's not alive to deal damage to, they don't get to hit me. Easy attack here because I'm willing to trade. So yeah, that play there where they got blown out could end up being the entire game very easily.
Let me show you what I can do. War Mesa, reporting for duty.
This combo is so good.
For the glory of Noxus. Delicious.
You cannot win.
No sweat.
Go to 9 here. That's the play. Still just going to 9, right? This is another Ezreal, so that's fine.
Is that all?
They're down to 1 card in hand here. Banking 2 spell mana, going up to 6.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
That wasn't weird. They wanted to kill my Ezreal. They could have pushed more damage to my face, but they wanted to prioritize taking my champion out of play.
Explosives primed.
The Order rewards its faithful.
Victory at any cost!
Huh?
You're between me and glory.
Going to 6 here. That's fine. Oh, you know what? I should have rummaged that, that what's it called? 1000% should have rummaged. Pioneer was not great today. Like saying Pioneer was not great would be accurate.
The dark beckons.
One shot, all skill.
I'm going to shoot this inside of combat, so that way they can't play their 2-3 post-combat and kill this to deal damage to me. Want a kiss? Thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Had it all along.
Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, that one was quick-ish, so I'm going to do last one with this, and then we'll switch over to the Easy Swain control deck. For people that are new to the channel, if you ever see decks in my stream title and you're wondering what deck they are, you can always check out the deck queue on my website. Always try and keep things well organized here so you can know what content's going to be coming up. If you find yourself enjoying the way I break down my plays and the way the different constructed decks that I'm playing, I play 1 to 2 Runeterra constructed decks every single day, and everything I stream gets cut up and uploaded to my YouTube channel, deck by deck. Also goes on my website there, so feel free to give those places a follow if you enjoy content that's pre-recorded as well. Opponent is playing Thresh Gangplank, so a bit of a control deck. Honestly, I think I'm going to mulligan everything except the Static Shock, because Static Shock helps level Ezreal. So likely be a game/matchup where we bank mana for the first 2 turns like we often do. And we drew an eye, might as well.
Gives to those who listen.
I would be an Ember Cleave minus.
It is time.
Okay, so this thing deals damage to itself and makes powder monkeys every turn. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and ditch this extra get excited to kill this here. I'll kind of kill it. It's gonna deal 3, and then they'll make a monkey, and then that'll kill itself next turn. I get the attack with this. I just let that happen. Just leave a new one if you feel aggro decks are too good. Be up too good without temporary gone. Cleave just makes mid-range decks bad, and I think you should adjust the format so mid-range is playable. How do we feel about Static Shocking this to get an Ezreal trigger this, and make this cheaper next turn? That could be okay. They don't have a ton of X1s in their archetype. This gains me 2. I think I like this. It gains me 2 as well. It also like cycles. It lets me like get churning through the cards in my hand. Like the cards in my hand are super reactive right now, so playing this out lets me play some of them proactively, which is nice.
Breathe in, breathe out. Let all mean well.
Start by attacking. You got it. You have killed my ephemeral dragon. Jake of the Cosmos. Thanks for the 3/4 VR. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thresh. We are going to unsummon the crap out of you, but later. What does Chumpwump do? Oh, Chumpwump is the mushroom guy, right? Yeah, I don't think Chumpwump sounds very good in this archetype. So I assume you would play Chumpwump to maximize your ability to combo kill them once you get set up. But like, in my experience playing this deck, you usually don't have a problem killing them, and I really don't think I want to put cards that are kind of mediocre in my deck. So that way, when I'm winning, I can win harder. It seems like a win more card at a glance.
We each hold a world within.
What is the best deck? I don't really have a strong opinion on that offhand. I think there's a lot of different decks in the game and format right now that seem fairly competitive. We also just had a balance patch yesterday, so I think it's safe to say that things almost certainly aren't settled after that.
Beckons. Keep up, keep up.
I think I just Thermo Beam Thresh here. Try and get him out of there. Bilgewater, Shadow Isles don't have a ton of protection stuff, or any. What kind of tricks could they have here to stop that? I'm trying to think, and I don't think I have any offhand. Helps Get Excited, Rummage, and Eye Trigger. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, it's a little bit deeper than just combo killing. We've definitely felt a little bit of strain from Get Excited being awkward in some of our games today. So I could see the appeal of.
Cannot hide.
I could see the appeal of having a card that lets you have extra things to filter with. Sure. Yeah, Runeterra. Oh, that makes the whale make sense. Runeterra is supposed to have a new set next month sometime, right? If I recall, August when the next set comes out. New set comes out. It's late August.
We burn, then kindle anew.
Well, that's rude. Kindler's so good. I think we're just like continuing to tempo thrash, right? Start of August. Some mixed confusion. Does anybody have a source to cite on beginning versus end of August for the new set? So I think we play Karma out here.
Speaks through me.
We have a Deny and a Will to protect her. She's going to level up at the start of their next turn. Once she's leveled up, Get Excited, we'll be able to kill Thresh, which is nice.
I rarely forget. I never forgive.
That's why we respect you, Captain.
So I get to deny this, and now I get to attack and kill their powder kegs.
Reconsider. Do not question our resolve.
It's not bad. Karma generating playable cards always feels like cheating. You're just like, this is a card I would totally consider putting in my deck some of the time. Nice. Mystic Shot's a good one.
It's too late for you.
How about if I get excited this and then bounce this? They have a burn spell to finish Karma off post-combat. That could be bad. I guess I could also kill this. Just keep my life total high. I don't hate that. Roadmap does not say beginning or end, but it does confirm a new region. Nice. Opponent surrendered. I wonder if they had something come up. That did not feel like it would. Maybe they were just annoyed. Sure. Yeah, if you're not having fun, move on. I'm gonna play another one. It's not like this time. Our opponent cut that game short, Chad. I wanted to play a full game. Come on now. Stop bouncing my stuff. Who cut the line for Easy Karma? Ranting Bob. Because he's great in a control addict. Hermidinger Vi. Definitely don't need health potion here. Could take or leave Jury Rig. Both of these seem fine. Well. The will of Ionia is strong, chat. The will of Ionia is strong. Where there's a will, there's a... Are we the baddies? Definitely. In case there was any confusion, we are definitely the baddies. Actually, you know what? I think I messed up here. Oh, they don't have anything. I was going to say, when they passed, I think maybe I should have just passed back instead of hitting for 2 to dump their mana. Pretty fortunate they didn't have a 3 mana play there. So, with all of these wills in my hand and a second Ezreal, I'm going to play this other easy out. Would you like to blink and come at my boy? Would I recommend this as one of the best decks? I think this deck is one of many that are very competitive. Yeah, we got a big bump for Mogwai. He dumped like 2,000 people into us because he's great. Oh, he even kept like 500 of them. I appreciate everybody that hung out from Mogwai's host. Y'all are great. And then, yeah, I think I spend one of my wills bouncing this here. It's resource efficient. We could also get denied, but I think like getting denied here is a fine exchange overall.
They cannot hide.
Nice, Beansy. If they pass here, I think I'm just gonna pass back. Really need a 3-2 in this matchup. See if they have a +3 toughness spell here. This is gonna be the old double flash into only a single flash. Opponent must be inexperienced with their deck only drawing 1 flash. This matchup blows. Why is that? Ah, there we go. Okay, so they were just holding on top of their deck.
And round it goes.
The spirit gives to those who listen. You cannot escape.
It might be right. I think it's right to burn the concussive palm here. It buffers our life total a little bit, and it gets us another trigger for Ezreal, which is nice. That's super unfortunate.
Master.
It's smaller than a diagram. Round and everything can do an upgrade. Just when I needed assistance.
Well, we can beam this now, I guess.
I thought you'd never ask.
My most groundbreaking invention to date.
Might be a little bit too buried by the Heimer at this point. Hung out for a little bit too long here. Ugh.
A machine was forced.
Oh, I'll do pig. Unlucky. Ezreal gets me, chat. Ezreal gets me. Shen Fiora. I think I'm kind of okay with all these. Maybe I mulligan Ezreal. He doesn't seem like his Mystic Shots probably don't kill a ton in this matchup. And he gets just challenged pretty easily. Attacking on odds here, which is nice with Shadow Assassin in the opener. Static Shock, one of the better draws with them playing that on one.
Feed Demacia.
This is a good start for them. Do I think I just get excited here and kill their 2-3. Be a little greedy and bin the health potion. So the 2-3 gives the ally attacking next to a +1/+1, so it's basically attacks for 3, which is not great. Not great for us. Great for them.
Silent as death. Save your worlds. We speak with blades.
So Fiora is one of the alternate win conditions in this game. She levels up when she's killed 2 enemies, and then her level mode says, when I've killed 4 enemies and survived, you win the game. They can put that together as an avenue to victory for them.
For the honor of Huffline.
I think I'm just gonna let this happen, but I'm gonna go ahead and jury rig or rummage, discard jury rig, and block the 2-1 here. I think is the plan. Hey, Zoran, thanks for 16 months. Welcome back. Uncertain what they would like to do here, looks like.
The finest blades for my
I need only one to win.
Grant an ally +2/+2, sure. That's a nice pickup, because recalling a unit wipes all modifiers off of it. So she'll lose that +2/+2. She's going to go ahead and pass here, because we know they're going to attack. I don't want to play this 2-2 out before they attack, because if I play the 2-2 out, they'll probably hook it. Attack with this. Huh. Maybe my sequencing on the... My sequencing there was wrong, because they didn't attack with this. If I wait to rummage... If I wait to... That's a great draw. If I wait to rummage, I could probably kill this in combat with the 1-1, since it comes in at quick speed. At burst speed. Yep. So, I'm going to respond to my own card here with a deal 2. So this way my deal 2 wipes the barrier, and then the deal 3 kills Fiora.
Everything I've worked for.
I am one with the land.
I've never seen the Fiora animation. We should throw the game. This might be a game where
their deck has little enough removal in it in their colors. Like, sometimes they have single combat, but once they get past combat, I might just play Karma out as a means to try and generate some value. I think this is fine.
The eye of twilight sees all.
That's a Shen. Huh? So, Shen gives a supported ally a barrier, which gives this 2-0 and lets this... And this accepts this here. So I think I'm gonna concussive palm Shen here so they don't have great attacks. They have slightly less good attacks. And then on my next turn, we can Karma, and then Karma plus Get Excited can kill Shen the following turn, which is nice. Yeah, I don't really do much with the friends list. In fact, I think I'm just straight empty friends list in this game. Same as Arena. To bank some spell mana here. Oh, I'm dumb. She's not leveling up yet. In my head, we were closer to Enlightened. So she's not quite ready to... I think we still play her out, even though we're not double Get Exciteding. We have Deny and Will for next turn.
These woods protect their own.
Keeper, our lands need us.
By my honor, you must die.
Alright, what's your last one? Does it give a barrier? Well, poo. Alright. Playable Karma spell, please. Yikes.
So I go.
Try me.
Hand to the face.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, like this is gonna give her a barrier, which is gonna power these up. We're going to Tail of the Dragon here. We're gonna Will of Iona here. We'll chump block here. We'll take 4-7 down to 9. We will get to level her up before their next combat step at least, though, so we've got that going for us. Interesting. I think this is actually better.
Can't fight on an empty stomach.
Yeah, because I was going to get to kill this either way, right? So this gets them an extra point of damage in. Do I want to Rising Spell Force? Oh, I could do this and Rising Spell Force here to kill their Shen? And go to 6. I think I like this. Their deck doesn't have a lot of traditional reach in it, so I don't really have to worry about getting burned out from 6 here. We just use my life total as a bit of a resource.
They would fall by my blade.
Okay, that's an Ezreal, who's not quite leveled up yet, but he'll be leveled up next turn, right?
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
Yeah, do we just beam? Do we beam her here? I think we just beam her here, right? Oh! Yeah, that's the better line. They don't have any elusives. Definitely should attack first.
Heart and mind as one.
It's actually a pretty big miss, because if I attack first to get to Mystic Shot, if I attack first and Mystic Shot, Ezreal's leveled going into this turn, right? Now, on top of this being dead, Ezreal's leveled going into this turn.
Eat up, friend.
Act with conviction.
You're between me and glory.
We're dead to a pump spell here now because of my mistake. Dead to a barrier. Yeah, this block is wrong. Yeah, I punted this. Yeah, I fucked this up real bad.
Nature blesses her followers.
I'm so good.
That was my game to throw, and I threw it. So if I hit them with Ezreal last turn and kill their thing, we're basically in a can't lose spot. We kill their barrier dork, and then Ezreal's level up going in there. You could have swapped blockers there. So it switches where my units are, but it doesn't change what things I'm actually blocking. So the Shen's barrier, whatever that I had, doesn't actually let me move my blocker to the thing with higher attack. Alright, this is actually the last one. I'm gonna try and not end on me throwing a game in the garbage can. Fizz Braum. I'm gonna keep Beam and keep it get excited. Correct, Brandon. When you have Karma, it lets you swap them. That's not how that works. Probably going to see a nab here. Shared spoils. Okay. Nah, it's really not. That's not how Stand United is templated at all. So we'll see if they have 2 spells to counter my stuff here. Yep. Warning shot's really good to get Fizz.
Time for a true display of skill. Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
You'll be sorry.
We're probably dead at this point. The air draw was quite here. It's the closest to a game of Magic Runeterra has felt in a while.
This is gonna be fun.
Pretty absurdly low probability this works, but also just like don't have any plays, so pretty committed to making it. Big boy.
Ionia speaks through me.
I hit skip block. I needed to do this. Wait, that just worked? Okay, we take those.
The dark beckons.
We take those, chat. We take those.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
Chum in the water.
We each hold a world within.
I mean, now that the fizz reset, this this random give something elusive is like potentially gonna be great, right? It's a good one.
You cannot escape.
Kill the shark here so they don't kill my karma. Whale poop. I think I'm doing this to get my second spell for the turn. Yeah, we might get to kill Fizz with Beam now. If they don't have another warning shot here.
Breathe in, breathe out.
And open attacks.
Oh boy, here I go!
Bridgel, thanks for 18 months. I appreciate the year and a half. Welcome back. I'm gonna Mystic Shot this now, so that way it doesn't look like we're killing it. This also gives us some 2-1 lifelinkers next turn, and then we can give one of those lifelinkers elusive with Ghost here, and then trade it with Fizzy Boy. The third +8/+4 gets you every time. Hold on to this in case we draw a rummage. Nailed it. Dear Fizz, please be dead. There's a good chance we're still dead here, chat. Like, their deck is probably mostly spells. Yeah. So that was like how we drew it up. Unfortunately, Fizz is very tricky. Hey, Shakati, thanks for 19 months. I appreciate it. I've been enjoying playing Runeterra. It's been a lot of fun. Even if we get Fizz sometimes.
The lesson begins.
Their deck's probably more comparable to Delver than Bogle's. I guess it's probably more comparable to Infect than Bogle's. If you're gonna draw a parallel to a magic archetype. They have combat tricks. They're not quite all in on the enchant creature plan. So Johnny, Ash, Mulligan, the Gotcha. The Eye of the Dragons have been kind of middling so far today. I'm gonna keep the Shadow Assassin. I guess being noxious, they could be a more aggressive deck. Sometimes Ash is aggro. Might be right to keep the Eye here. What's my favorite? Which deck is my favorite that I played this game so far? I actually had a lot of fun. We played a Fizz Teemo deck yesterday. That was kind of a blast. No, I'm gonna play Easy Swain after this one, I swear. I can quit anytime, chat. I can quit anytime. Don't judge me.
Safeguard our homes.
This deck's also a lot of fun, though. This is one we've played a few times. If you look on the website and the YouTube channel, we've got a few videos up there with this one.
They cannot hide.
Took the bait.
I am going to go ahead and Mystic Shot this one now, so that way I can Static Shock them both next turn.
In Avarosa's name.
Could get Fury of the North Tier. I'm blocking here, so this way if they Fury this, I don't take 7. Everything worked out better than expected. Thanks for introducing me to this game. It looks great visually and play-wise. Definitely want to buy into a deck over the weekend instead of getting one shock land. Oh, magic. And they can make this a paper game. No, probably not. Also, as someone who, like, is kind of salty about how Magic is managed, in large part because they make a bunch of bad decisions to accommodate their paper product, please, for the love of God, even if they could make it paper, just don't. Just please no. Your digital game can easily be a paper game. Your digital game's probably not very good. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. Okay, I think I agree with that sentiment. That's a 6-7. I guess we're just getting our thing eaten here. We're taking 5 down to 13. They could have the deal 3 to one of their things, deal 3 to Karma card here, but outside of that, I think I'm happy to play Karma and get a trigger here. Wizard of the Coast has suspended in-store play until at least September in the States. Credit where credit is due. I think that's a very good and smart thing for them to be doing. So actually, if I pass the turn here, I'm gonna lose a card discarding to hand size, which is not great. Let's try and kill this 5/5. Alright, I let myself get 3-for-1 tier by a Fury. Maybe I should sequence those one at a time. That's probably... Is there anything in their colors that punishes me for sequencing those one at a time? Probably not. Trying to think offhand. I don't think there is, which makes my play just wrong. So bump here, trade here. Do I think I'm gonna need this health potion this game, or should I rummage? There's also merit to saving rummage for after Karma levels up on their next turn. think I'm just passing. I kind of want to use some of my mana this turn, though. I think with Rummage rolled up, I'm going to go ahead and Karma's Insight here and just see what we get. Maybe that's wrong, just because I have another Karma rolled up. That's not terrible. I think this works out fine. With the Deny in hand, I think it's pretty okay. That's a good one. Heyo. I'm gonna pass. They're gonna play a Sejani. We'll play Will of Ione on it. They're just passing. Okay, I'll take a level of Karma. Thanks. Was that a good draw, chat? Do we have opinions on this draw? Please feel free to drop them in chat. Easy, chat, like his name.
A true Freljordian welcome.
Can we kill at burst speed? Yeah, I think so. See, I just had to keep saying we're gonna play one more with this until we got to a point where we had a great game and I killed them. So again, Ezreal deals 2 every time I cast a spell. Karma recasts a spell every time I cast it. So every time I cast a spell here, it happens twice and deals 4. Yeah, I like ending the decks on high notes. It's ideal. I'm just killing them fully at burst speed here. See, our deck's the ideal go long deck, chat. You gotta end the game against us, otherwise you die. Love it. We the biggest fish. There are not fish larger than us. Fun and interactive. I mean, my opponent had a ton of chances to interact with my Karma that game, and they just didn't. So you're right, they couldn't interact with my kill at the very end, but like, my Karma was a 6-drop 4/3 that sat in play for 4 turns before I killed them there. I don't know that I really have any thoughts on things that I want to change. A couple people mentioned Wumps being a card that sees play in this deck, and I could see that being okay. Our Get Excited were definitely a little bit clunky at a couple of points that game. Both Claw of the Dragon and I were a little bit awkward today, not being too fantastic, but there's also some concern if you look at the deck, including Wumps, where in the 4 slot, I'm already really stacked on 4, so there's some curve considerations to not wanting this as well. Hey, thanks for the 5 months, Bracador. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get everything set up and flipped over for the next deck. When I get back, we are going to give a different Ezreal deck a try. We are going to try and pair Ezreal alongside Swain here for a little bit of a different control deck. Be back in just a few. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.